The house was silent again. Only the clock ticked in the hallway. Anna sat on the nursery floor, knees drawn close. The pink curtains swayed in the night breeze. She could still hear laughter echoing downstairs. Her family had left chaos behind. Crushed roses, spilled juice, broken glass. She pressed a hand to her belly, feeling a faint kick. "You felt that too, didn't you?" she whispered. Her voice cracked in the quiet. On the rocking chair sat an old letter. Her grandmother's handwriting, fragile and fading. Anna unfolded it carefully, tracing each word. "There comes a time," it read softly, "when love must mean protection, not obedience." She closed her eyes, tears spilling freely. All her life, she had been the peacekeeper. The one who apologized, even when she bled. The one who fixed what others broke. She remembered birthdays, where Nam got everything. She remembered her mother's words, sharp and sweet. "Girls don't need attention, dear. Be helpful." Anna had believed it for years. She worked harder, smiled wider, stayed quiet. Even when her father used her savings for Nam's tutor. Even when they called her business a hobby. Even when no one showed up for her ultrasound. She thought love was sacrifice. But tonight, that belief cracked open. She felt something grow in the empty spaces. Not rage exactly, but resolve. The room felt smaller, tighter with truth. She looked at the crib she built herself. Each screw turned by her swollen hands. Each corner painted with care and hope. No one helped her. No one even asked how she managed. Yet the crib stood steady, perfect. Just like she had always been expected to be. A faint sob rose from her chest. She let it out, raw and unfiltered. For the first time, she didn't wipe her tears. She didn't shrink from the sound of her own pain. "I'm done," she said, voice trembling. The words filled the room like a vow. She walked to the dresser, opened the drawer. Inside were photo albums, receipts and letters. Evidence of a lifetime spent giving. Her reflection in the mirror looked unfamiliar. Not weak, not frightened, simply awake. She picked up her grandmother's letter again. The ink shimmered under the lamp's glow. "Stand up, even if your knees shake." Anna folded it slowly, placing it over her heart. Downstairs, a glass clinked in the sink. Her family had stayed the night without asking. They never asked, they always took. But this time, things would change. She placed her palm on her belly again. "You and me," she whispered. "We're going to be seen." Outside, rain began tapping against the window. The sound was steady, cleansing. In that rhythm, she found a heartbeat of courage. It pulsed through her like light breaking through cracks. Tomorrow, she would start something new. Not a fight, a reclamation. She breathed deeply and let the rain fall. The night, for once, felt like hers. Morning light spilled across the kitchen counter. The air smelled faintly of sugar and regret. Anna stood barefoot, staring at the mess left behind. Cake crumbs clung to the floor like small reminders. She gathered plates, each one sticky with frosting. Her phone buzzed, flashing her mother's name. She let it ring until silence returned. Her eyes fell on a pile of unopened mail. Bills, business letters, and a bank statement. She tore one open absent-mindedly, then froze. The numbers didn't make sense. Withdrawals she didn't remember making. Large sums marked in red. Her name on every line, her signature forged. A tremor ran through her fingers. She opened the next envelope, then another. Each one worse than the last. Payments for Nam's test prep. Charges for flights and campus tour. Her business card had paid for it all. Her parents had used her company like a wallet. The room tilted around her. She gripped the counter to steady herself. 8 years of work, stolen in quiet transactions. She searched her drawers for more evidence. Receipts, invoices, authorization slips. Each one tied to someone else's dream. Her breath came shallow, anger rising like heat. She remembered every time they'd praised Nam. Every time they'd said, "He'll make us proud." And when she'd shown them her designs, her sales, they smiled politely and changed the subject. Now the truth burned through her calm. Her business wasn't just hers anymore. It had become their secret source of comfort. She looked around the kitchen, her kitchen. Every tile, every chair, paid for by her hands. Yet none of it had ever been truly hers. Her phone buzzed again. This time, a message from her father. "Don't forget to pick up groceries. We're staying a few more weeks." A bitter laugh escaped her throat. She walked to her desk, opened her laptop. Her passwords had been changed. Her emails filled with strange drafts. Someone had accessed her account. Her pulse quickened, fear and fury colliding. They were still taking, still assuming she'd allow it. The baby kicked, sharp and insistent. "I know," she whispered. "It ends now." Her printer hummed to life. She typed with shaking hands. "Notice to vacate." 3 copies, one for each of them. She watched the papers slide out, warm and final. They looked like freedom in black and white. On the table, her grandmother's letter rested nearby. The words echoed in her mind. "Protection is not cruelty, it is clarity." She gathered the documents, stacking them neatly. The house creaked above, her mother's footsteps. Anna moved quietly, calm returning like armor. She placed the notices on the counter. Her reflection in the oven door met her eyes. There was no fear left there. Only decision. Only the promise of change. She whispered to the empty room. "This is my home." The printer stopped. The rain outside slowed. Everything held still for one breath. Anna exhaled. Tomorrow, the storm would begin. The notices lay on the counter, heavy with meaning. Anna stared at them until the ink dried completely. Her heartbeat slowed to something steady, deliberate. Outside, the rain had stopped, but the air still hummed. It felt like a pause before something irreversible. By evening, she slipped each envelope under their doors. No shouting, no tears, just the quiet sound of choice. Upstairs, her mother's laughter drifted through the vent. The same tone she used when pretending nothing was wrong. Anna sat at her desk, opening her laptop once more. Her business partner, Rachel, had sent another message. "Some weird emails went out last night. Did you send them?" Anna's stomach turned. The words were sharp and familiar. She typed quickly, "No, I didn't authorize anything." Her fingers trembled as she hit send. Minutes later, Rachel replied. "Then they got in again." Anna checked her security logs. Unauthorized access. Someone inside her house had tried logging in. Her pulse quickened. It was no longer about money. It was invasion, control, the theft of her autonomy. She opened a new browser tab, searched for cameras. Security kits, password locks, legal templates. Her shopping cart filled with survival tools. Every click felt like a step toward freedom. Her phone buzzed again, this time a message from Lynn. "Still standing after the storm." Anna smiled faintly. "Building something new," she wrote back. Upstairs, footsteps shifted, heavy and restless. Her father's voice rumbled, low and angry. "She's overreacting. It's pregnancy hormones." Anna muted the sound by closing her office door. Her belly ached as she sat down again. 8 months pregnant and more alone than ever. But also stronger than she'd ever been. Her grandmother's letter rested beside her laptop. The line she loved most replayed in her head. "Courage grows in silence first." She reached for her planner and started writing. To-do lists filled the page in small, neat letters. Call lawyer, secure bank accounts, backup files. Every task was a small rebellion. A soft, quiet act of defiance. When midnight came, she brewed tea and waited. The camera box arrived earlier than expected. She unpacked it, following instructions by lamplight. Her hands were slow but certain. Each wire connected felt like a boundary drawn. By dawn, the house had new eyes. The living room, the office, even the front door. She checked the feed on her phone, satisfied. The clock ticked past 6 when her mother appeared. Sleep mask on, voice sweet as syrup. Sweetheart, don't overthink this. Families share things. Anna smiled thinly. Not anymore. Her mother frowned, sensing something had shifted. But she said nothing, just walked away. Anna's gaze followed her until she vanished upstairs. The baby kicked hard against her ribs. I know, Anna whispered. We're almost there. The house felt different now, alert, aware. Every camera light blinked like a promise. The era of silence was ending. And this time, she would not back down. The morning of the meeting began too quietly. Anna felt it before she heard it, the stillness of intent. Her relatives arrived one by one, faces polished in concern. The living room filled with whispers and false pity. Her mother sat on the couch, clutching a tissue. Her father stood behind her, arms folded in control. Nam leaned against the wall, eyes sharp with resentment. They had called it a family talk. Anna knew it was an ambush. She entered slowly, folder in hand, heart steady. Her father smiled the way predators do. Sweetheart, let's be reasonable about all this. Anna placed the folder on the table. The sound of paper meeting, wood cut through the room. Her mother sniffled. You're confused, darling, stress does that. Anna said nothing. She opened the folder. Bank statements, credit card records, forged signatures. Her brother's name, her father's, her mother. Each page a quiet weapon. I want you to look, she said softly. Her father's jaw tightened. Her mother's hand trembled. What is this supposed to prove? He asked. That family loyalty has limits, Anna answered. Nam laughed under his breath. You've lost it. Anna turned to him. You forged my checks, didn't you? The room went cold. Her mother reached out. Stop this, you'll regret. No, Anna interrupted, her voice steady. For the first time, I won't. She spread the papers wider. Receipts for luxury clothes, hotel stays, tuition fees. All pulled from her business account. Her aunt, seated quietly in the corner, gasped aloud. Her father's voice rose, cracking the facade. You owe us. We built this family together. Anna looked him in the eye. I built this house. You just lived in it. The silence that followed felt sacred. Her mother began to cry again, louder this time. Real or performed, Anna didn't care anymore. The tears that once bound her now meant nothing. I won't clean up your mess again, she said. Her hand rested on her belly. This is for her, not for you. Nam's voice trembled. You can't just erase us. Anna met his stare. You did that yourselves. Her father slammed his fist against the table. But his power cracked like glass. Her aunt whispered, My God, they stole from her. No one moved. No one defended them. For the first time, their control dissolved. Anna gathered the papers back into the folder. This isn't anger, she said quietly. It's accountability. She walked toward the door. Behind her, her mother's sobs faded into silence. Her father muttered curses she didn't hear. Nam called her name once, uncertain. She didn't turn around. On the stairs, her breath caught, half relief, half ache. But beneath it, all was something purer. Peace, sharp and undeniable. In her pocket, her phone vibrated. A message from her lawyer. Everything's ready. Anna smiled faintly. It was no longer their house to ruin. It was hers to reclaim. 7 days passed since the confrontation. The house no longer hummed with laughter or noise. Only the sound of footsteps, packing, restless. Her mother cried through the vents, rehearsed sobs. Her father muttered about betrayal and shame. Nam slammed doors like punctuation, marks of denial. Anna worked in silence, documenting everything. Her lawyer, Ms. Tran, called daily for updates. Stay calm, she advised. They're unraveling on their own. Anna didn't need to look to know it was true. The power balance had shifted. Her family's charm had cracked like porcelain. Neighbors avoided them at the market. The church stopped calling her mother to sing. Her father's business partners withdrew investments. Every lie they had lived began to collapse. Anna watched it happen from her office window. Not with joy, but with clarity. This was what truth did. It stripped illusions bare. Nam's voice echoed downstairs one night. She can't throw us out. This is my home too. Anna almost laughed. Her home, bought with her money. Built from her long nights and quiet sacrifices. The next morning, a letter arrived from Stanford. Not addressed to Nam, but to her. She opened it slowly, curiosity steadying her hands. Inside, words danced across official letterhead. Scholarship revoked due to forged recommendations. She read it aloud at breakfast. Her mother froze, fork clattering against the plate. Her father's jaw locked, eyes wide with horror. It's a mistake, he began, but the words fell flat. Anna placed the letter on the table. You didn't just steal from me, she said softly. You stole from him too. Nam looked up, eyes red and hollow. They said we needed a success story, he whispered. His voice cracked like a child. Anna felt no victory in the moment. Only the weight of consequences, finally shared. Her father rose suddenly, pointing at her. We'll contest ownership. You owe us. Anna turned her laptop toward them. Emails, contracts, timestamps, all evidence. Every transfer, every unauthorized charge. Her mother gasped, covering her mouth. Her father's hand fell to his side, defeated. 3 days, Anna said quietly. Movers arrive Monday. The police will supervise. Her mother cried again, this time real tears. Nam didn't speak. He just stared at the table where the letter lay. Anna gathered her folder, turned to leave. Her father shouted after her, but the sound was weak. For the first time in her life, his anger didn't reach her. Upstairs, she paused in the nursery doorway. Morning light spilled across soft pink walls. She placed a hand on her belly. It's almost over, she whispered. Behind her, boxes slammed shut, voices rose. The noise of a family imploding. But in her chest, quiet reigned. Not emptiness, freedom. The baby shifted, calm beneath her touch. Anna exhaled slowly, the house exhaling with her. 3 days left, and she already felt gone. The past was packing itself away. And she would not unpack it again. 4 years later, the house glowed with sunlight. The floors gleamed. The air smelled of cinnamon and paint. Anna stood by the kitchen counter, watching her daughter. Ellie sat on a stool, covered in glitter and joy. Look, Mommy, she said, holding a paper crown. Purple sequins sparkled under the morning light. It's for my birthday, Ellie added proudly. Anna smiled, heart swelling with quiet warmth. The memory of crushed roses flickered briefly, then vanished. This was a different home now. The walls no longer held echoes of manipulation. They carried laughter instead, bright, unfiltered, real. The doorbell rang, followed by a familiar voice. Lynn entered, arms full of silver streamers. Your little designer picked the colors herself, she teased. Ellie grinned. Purple for Mama, silver for heroes. Anna laughed softly. You're getting poetic, my love. The living room was filled with friendly chaos. Balloons, ribbons, and half-finished decorations everywhere. No tension, no fear of being seen. Only comfort, community, and belonging. On the wall hung framed photos and drawings. One showed Anna's craft studio, now a thriving company. Another captured Ellie holding her first paintbrush. Hearth and Bloom Designs had become a national brand. And beyond it, Anna's foundation had grown too. 12 chapters across the country, all led by women. Each story different, but born from the same courage. Women who left control, who rebuilt their own homes. Letters arrived every week, full of gratitude and hope. One lay unopened beside the coffee maker. She would read it later, after the party. Right now, Ellie's laughter mattered most. The child danced through the kitchen, crown slightly crooked. Anna didn't fix it. She learned that beauty didn't need perfection. The clock struck noon, sunlight warming every corner. Friends began to arrive. Lynn, Dr. Amy, and Uncle James. The people who had become family by choice. Anna set the cake on the table, white with lilac frosting. Ellie's eyes widened in wonder. Can I do the sparkles now? Of course, Anna said, handing her the small bowl. Tiny crystals fell like snow over the cake's edges. They shimmered, uneven and lovely. The guests gathered, children shouting with excitement. Someone played music, someone laughed too loud. Anna looked around and felt something sacred. Not the emptiness of the old days. Not the performance of family love. But the real thing, messy, alive, forgiving. Later, when candles burned low, Ellie climbed into her lap. Story time, she asked, clutching her favorite book. Anna opened it, voice soft and steady. Once upon a time, there was a brave princess. Ellie smiled. Like us, right, Mama? Anna kissed her forehead. Exactly like us. The story ended with a castle built from courage. Ellie drifted to sleep before the last page turned. Anna watched her breathing, slow and safe. Through the window, dusk painted the sky in pinks and gold. She whispered to the quiet, "We built this." And for the first time, she believed it fully. Love had rebuilt everything they had lost. And this time it would last. Night settled softly over the house. The guests were gone. The laughter faded into quiet peace. Anna sat by the window, holding a cup of tea. The scent of vanilla drifted through the air. Ellie slept upstairs, clutching her paper crown. The same crown that sparkled under morning light. Anna smiled, tracing the rim of her cup. She thought of everything that had burned away. The chaos, the guilt, the endless apologies. They no longer lived here. In their place stood calm, courage, and freedom. She looked at the framed photo on the wall. Her and Ellie, both laughing, faces lit with sunlight. Beneath it hung her grandmother's letter, framed in gold. The words still clear after all these years. Protect what matters, even when it hurts. Anna whispered, "I did, Grandma, I finally did." Outside, wind moved through the trees like a lullaby. She felt the baby kick memory fade into love. Her story had come full circle. No more battles to fight. Only life to live. She turned off the lamp and breathed deeply. Tomorrow would be bright. And this time, it would be entirely hers.